Buying a home in the Cincinnati area should be an exciting experience, but for many buyers, it turns into a nightmare. Why? Because they make costly mistakes that could have been easily avoided. Every year, I see buyers lose out on their dream home, overpay, or get hit with unexpected expenses. Therefore, in this video, I'm going to break down the 5 biggest mistakes buyers make when purchasing a home in Cincinnati area and how you can avoid them as well. If you're thinking about buying a home, you do not want to make these same mistakes, so stick around until the end. What's up, everybody? My name is Wyatt Wright. I'm a local realtor here in the greater Cincinnati area, and I help buyers just like you every single week navigate the Cincinnati real estate market and avoid thousands in unnecessary expenses and mistakes. So if you're thinking about buying a home this year or next year, whenever, let's chat. Give me a call at 937-728-3114 or click the first link in the bio to schedule a quick call with me. And there's some other resources in the bio, like you can start looking at some homes on our website. So let's jump into it. Mistake number 1, it's not getting pre-approved before house hunting. I see this all the time. So buyers will come to me and get super excited, want to start looking at houses online, and they might even go to a few showings, but they haven't been pre-approved yet. So then what happens, they fall in love with a house only to realize either they can't afford it, or the monthly payment is way too much, or they lose out on the home because they're not exactly prepared like they should be because of other buyers that are already pre-approved. So here's the reality. Cincinnati's market is competitive right now. Inventory has gone up a little bit, but also homes are still selling, 4 to 5, 6 days on market. So you need to be approved and ready to go. Sellers want serious buyers. So if you don't have a pre-approval letter in hand, your offer won't be taken serious. Also, talking to a loan officer and getting pre-approved will help you set a clear budget so you know exactly how much you can afford and your monthly payment. Most buyers, whenever they go to buy a house, they're not worried about the final purchase price. They're worried about what their monthly payment will be and how much they have to bring to closing. So don't waste time looking at houses that don't fit your price range. So what to do instead? Get pre-approved. So I work with some awesome loan officers in the area that provide the best rates, all that type of stuff possible. They make the process super simple. And even if you think your credit's not where it should be, if you think your credit's not great, they can go through and kind of give you tips and tricks on what to do to increase your credit, or, what are your options? If you think you have a bad credit or something like that, it could just be a simple thing to pay off or something of that nature. So reach out to me. I can get you in touch with some of those great loan officers in the area. And mistake number 2 is waiting too long to make an offer. So let me ask you, have you guys ever found something amazing online, added it to your shopping cart, but when you went to go check out, it was already sold out or it was already sold? That's exactly how the kind of Cincinnati housing market works right now. Great homes, they don't sit on the market for long. If you find a home that checks all your boxes, you think it's a fit, but you want to think about it or sleep on it, there's a good chance someone else will already offer before you. So what to do instead? Be ready. If a house feels right, you need a solid strategy. So all that stuff, like I said earlier, get pre-approved, meet with an agent to talk about all the home buying process. You need to have a meeting with your agent. If your agent is saying, hey, let's just go start looking at houses, I don't know, but that's not how I do business. I like to meet with my buyers, go through the home buying process, make sure that you are best prepared to make the best decisions. Make sure you know all the process. Make sure you know everything. It's a lengthy process. You're not going to remember everything, but at least set some guidelines and standards and expectations so that you are set up for the best success possible. So you need a solid strategy. So that's where I come in. I help buyers make the smart decisions, give competitive offers that will get accepted. Mistake number 3 is skipping the home inspection to win a bidding war. Some buyers think waiving the inspection will make their offer more attractive to sellers, which it does. While that might help you win the house, it could also mean you're buying a money pit. So if you have construction experience or something like that, and you can go through the house, you can see that, it looks good. You don't think there's anything of that nature. You can get under there while we're seeing the house, check everything. Sometimes some of those situations, like if it's a super competitive market, you might want to skip the inspection, because if it's a perfect house, yeah. But usually I don't advise skipping the inspections just because it's super risky. There could be hidden foundation issues that could cost, $10,000 plus to fix. There can be roof damage, another $8,000 to $15,000, plumbing, electrical, all that stuff could add up super fast. So always get a home inspection. Always get a home inspection. Even if you're in a multiple offer situation, there are ways to make your offer competitive and stand out without skipping an inspection. So I'll walk you through the best strategies to keep you protected while standing out to sellers. Now, if you're an investor, you're buying cash, and most investors, they don't get inspections on properties because they already know what they're doing. They know what to look for. So if you know what to look for, sometimes you can skip it. But if you're a first-time home buyer or you don't buy a lot of houses, always get a home inspection. Always. You want to be protected. You won't want to buy a money pit. So that's my advice on that one. Mistake number four, underestimating closing costs and the other expenses. Now, many buyers, they just focus on the down payment. But what about the other costs? What about the closing costs? So closing costs in the Cincinnati area, they range 2 to 5% of the home price. So that means on a $300,000 house, you could need an extra $6,000 to $15,000 at closing. So you need to know all of your expenses. Now, closing costs, they can vary. That's why you need to talk to a good loan officer, because don't listen to those numbers I just said. That's just what the internet says. The numbers could vary depending on a lot of things. How much you're putting down. Are you buying your rate down? A lot of things. So talk to a loan officer. They will help you estimate your closing costs. So whenever you get to closing, you're not paying way more than you thought you were or anything like that. Because there's things like homeowners insurance. You got to factor that in. Property taxes, HOA fees, moving costs, future repairs and maintenance. If you're buying a place that might need a little bit of work, utility costs, all that type of stuff. A lot of people don't factor in utility costs. I don't know why people don't factor in utility costs, but utility costs are super important. You don't want to pay $300, $400 a month on electricity bill if your monthly payments already, your mortgage payments already tight, right? So before you buy, let's go over all the numbers. Make sure you're fully prepared. Me and my loan officer will break down every cost, so there's no surprises at the closing table, and so you're not spending thousands of dollars on unnecessary expenses that you don't need to spend. Mistake number five is choosing the wrong neighborhood. Mistake number five. A house can be perfect, but if it's in the wrong neighborhood, it won't feel like home. You can go and look at a house. The house can be 100% perfect, but what is one thing that would stop you from buying a house that's perfect? Is it the commute to work, commute to hospital, gyms, restaurants, church, whatever? You could have a busy street that you're on. There could be a super loud neighborhood, not enough nearby amenities, or worse, the area is not growing, so there's low resale value. You don't see that as much in this area, but you never know what the market's going to do. A lot of the areas in the around the greater Cincinnati area, they're appreciating around 3% on average, and that's being generous. So before you start house hunting, I always like to ask my buyers, what's your ideal daily routine? How important is your commute? You want to make sure that you're around your family and friends and your work and all that stuff. So whenever you can put an offer in, or whenever you want to go see a house, you don't waste your time going to see that house or going to put an offer in when something of that nature won't work. Your lifestyle is super important. And that's one of the main things you need to look at when you're buying a house. Will it fit your lifestyle? Because there's about 15 or 16 specific factors. I just named a lot of them. So, what is one thing that would stop you from buying a house? If the house is perfect, say the house interior, exterior is perfect, what is one thing that would stop you from buying the house? So, that's the five mistakes. There's a lot more. I'll probably make some more videos on this. Buying a home is one of the biggest decisions you'll make, right? And avoiding these mistakes can save you time, money, and stress. So, I help buyers just like you every single week navigate the Cincinnati real estate market and avoid these costly mistakes. So, if you're thinking about buying or selling, whatever, if you're thinking about doing something in the real estate market, please reach out. Contact information is in the bio. And if you have any questions, I hope you guys like this video. Drop your questions, comments, concerns, whatever in the comment section. And please leave a like and subscribe to the video and reach out if you have any real estate needs.